I mean, obviously very proud of our football team. It's hard to go somewhere on the road and shut somebody out. Defense, I thought from the opening kickoff was spectacular. Just the way our front played, just getting after him and then relentless to the football. Obviously, Duke has had an issue with turning the ball over, but I think we got 5 to get 5 turnovers. This is kind of the field where the turnover chain really sort of became a household name back in 17. So it was nice to see it come back out as often as it did tonight. And then offensively, we kind of got ourselves rolling. But the real challenge for the team we talked about at halftime was we started well, but we've handled the adversity of being down this year, but could we handle the adversity of being up, and finishing the game the way, a top 10 team should finish a game. And I thought our guys came out in the second half and did a phenomenal job. Big plays on offense really sparked us, which had kind of been, what we thought would be available going into the game. So every single player who traveled played in this game, every single player, which is a heck of an encouragement. That's so great to see a lot of young guys in there making plays. So just a ton of positives to take away. It just feels great to play after 3 weeks off. And more than anything, it feels great to be going home. Number one, because the weather's a hell of a lot better than it is here. But number two, because we get to finally get back into our stadium where we haven't been since it feels like forever, in front of however many fans that they let in there and played 2 big-time ACC games. And our guys are really excited for the opportunity to go back and play in front of our friends and family. So with that, questions.
Awesome. Our first question, Coach, is from Tim Reynolds of the Associated Press. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, Manny. Congratulations on the win. This is obviously 3 weeks where very little went right, very little went according to plan. You had practices this week interrupted by finals and all that stuff. Just how surprised are you at how complete this was? And frankly, how clean this game was in a lot of ways.
After the first couple of drives on offense, I think to your point it was. And, I'm not sure surprised is the right word. We're always hopeful, You certainly weren't. You didn't go into the game pessimistic that, that we couldn't do something like this. But to see the players do it, it reminds me of what they've done all year. I mean, every time it's been sort of the darkest time, whether that was the uncertainty of the summer, some of these games when we've been down, where it's kind of dicey, and it was kind of dicey the last couple of weeks. These guys have stepped up, and they stepped up in a big way. We had a really good week, and they put it out there during the game.
Great. Next up, we have Gary Furman of Kane Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, as an extension of that, you look around the country and you see so many teams struggling from the stress of the season. You guys show up with enthusiasm. Everybody's clearly having fun. What's been the secret sauce for you to maintain that type of atmosphere for so many months now? And what factor do you think that the way that you have been dealing just with the coronavirus and the stress that comes with it is having on the results this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious that there's some connection, that the sacrifices that the team has had to they've had to make has brought them closer together. You've heard the players say it, you've heard me say it, that this team has a strong connection, and they really like playing for each other. And then we were taken away from each other for almost 2 weeks and didn't really get back as an entire football team. I mean, not even an entire football team, but anything resembling a football team until this past Monday. And they wanted to finish, and that's why the practice this week, the enthusiasm was outstanding. It looks like they're having fun. It's because they are. Now, I mean, obviously winning is fun, and we've done a lot of that this year. But I give all the credit to the personalities we have in that locker room. We just have a great mixture of personalities that really enjoy playing for one another.
And just as a quick follow, when did you learn that the Eric had coronavirus, and when did you get him back?
That was a few weeks ago. So Derek was able to practice this week.
Right. Next up, we have Manny Navarro of The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, congrats, Coach Diaz. You mentioned in the past, you guys were close to not playing the Virginia Tech game. 15 guys was more, I think, than the Virginia Tech game that were out tonight. I guess it's specifically a linebacker and defensive tackle. How close were you guys not to playing this game with who you had out, or was that not a consideration at all? And then I got to follow for you after that.
No, I mean, certainly our numbers are thin, but we never felt like this game, not like the Virginia Tech game. We never felt like we were in jeopardy of not playing. And like I said, it was a great opportunity for some guys to step up. You saw Tariq Austin Cave get extensive time in there. You saw Jason Blissett, Jalar Holly, Elijah Roberts all played inside. Certainly Jordan Miller's role stepped up on defense. So, you know, Isaiah Dunson, Marcus Clark, the big reception. How about that? How cool is that? So just great to see all those guys get in there, factor in, make big plays.
And then the follow was just the tackling seemed like it was superb. I mean, I don't think I saw a missed tackle all night. I guess any rhyme or reason why the guys were just so good at it in this game?
I mean, again, I give the credit to the players. It was a great performance. You know, obviously we drove the heck out of tackling and take a lot of pride in it. But I was very excited of all of our tackling. But again, seeing Marcus Clark get in there and tackle, I mean, the interception, he's got great ball skills. We've known that. But to see him get in there and tackle, to see Dunson get in there and tackle, Keyshawn Washington get in there and tackle, that's big because that means that their role on defense can increase.
Awesome. Next up, we have David Lake of InsideTheU. David, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I want to ask you about the return of Navon Donaldson. It seemed like he had a pretty quick impact. I think he made a nice block on the long Cam Harris touchdown. Just his play, how nice was it for him to just be back, considering, you know, last year the Duke game was kind of the game where it ended for him, and then also just the play of Cam Harris too tonight.
That's true about Navon. Really didn't think about it, you know, coming full circle back onto this field. You know, it's so hard on these guys to watch their teammates play, to watch their teammates have success, and to be on the side, you know, rehabbing. That's not an easy rehab that Navon had to go through. And that, again, one of the great things about this year, not counting to eligibility, you don't have to worry about redshirting, you have to worry about anything. He could just work his way back in. And you know, I think Ja'Kai got dinged up a little bit, and Navon went right in there. And it did seem that sort of, you know, I look forward to watching the film and see specifically how he played. But our offense did kind of get rolling around that time, and it was fun to see him, you know, just being around the guys again, you know, and contributing to our success. So very happy for Navon and the hard work and our training staff that they've poured into Navon.
All right, Coach, we have time for a couple more. Next up, we have David Furones of the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask about now looking forward, UNC next, returning home. And just despite everything, the opportunity still to have your chance at a New Year's Six bowl game, even as obviously today you were eliminated from ACC championship game contention, but just going forward and still having these goals ahead of you.
Yeah, but UNC will have our full attention. Obviously, remember the game a year ago, left a bad taste in our mouth. Our players will be highly motivated for North Carolina coming to our stadium. Make no doubt about that.
All right, Coach, our last question for you comes from David Wilson of the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Manny. First, Jalen Knighton, we saw he went out in the first quarter. Any update on him? And then obviously that we saw from him. And yeah, he's a guy that obviously wanted to be involved as much in the offense as possible to see him kind of step up like this.
I'm not sure I heard the second part of your question. You mentioned about Jalen Knighton. What else did you say?
Cam, it was his best game in quite a while. And I know he's a guy who wanted to be, was pretty open about wanting to be involved in the offense as much as possible.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the reports on Jalen, but apparently I hope it's not serious, and that's the report I got back. Cam ran like a man possessed tonight, and those young backs push him, and again he gets challenged every week in practice and gets challenged by the coaches, and I felt almost very similar tonight to the performance that the wide receivers had earlier when they were starting to get pushed by our young wideouts. Cam was phenomenal tonight. There's a lot of credit for the way that he ran, made some tough runs. The big ones all stand out, but even when, some of the shorter runs, he went and got the dirty yardage when that's what's required. So I thought Cam really sparked our offense in the first half.